Hey guys, welcome back to my layout. Today we're going to be talking about scale realism. Now there's things out there in nature and out there in real life that are certain height, and we try to replicate those in scale. Now me being an HO scale modeler, what I picked up is a scale ruler, and you can get these in any size. This is a 1/87th, since 1/87th is HO scale. That's a 1/87th scale ruler. Now what I'm going to use this to do is measure some things in my layout to determine whether they are the correct height in real life. And one suspect on my layout that I know for a fact isn't right are these windmills. So let's go ahead and take a look at these and see what this ruler says that they are. This scale ruler, you just simply put it up to the structure. On the foot side, it'll say right off the bat that these windmills are only showing up at maybe 35 feet. So you're telling me that those massive windmills out in the wind farms are shorter than a truck trailer standing up on the end, a 53-foot truck trailer? I don't think so, Tim. So what we're going to do is actually try to find a realistic windmill, and that's going to take us out on a search for a realistic height, a web search, maybe going out and checking it out for ourselves. Well, we're out here in the middle of Iowa, and whenever you want to model something accurately, sometimes it's good to go check it out for yourself. So we're out here over an hour away from where I live to go look at these massive wind turbines. Look up the shaft of this thing. It is absolutely huge, over 250 feet tall. And to model that correctly, we'll do the math and see what size of wind turbine we need on our HO scale layout. Now, there's a math equation we're going to go over to do that. And sometimes you may not be able to find accurate representations in model form, so you have to either kit bash or come as close as you can, and we'll be talking about that as well. This is a wind turbine quick facts sheet, which basically goes over some of the details. Part of your research should include getting some information about what you're trying to model. Now this wind turbine from ground to hub is 263 feet tall, and then the blades are each 126 feet. So if you add that up, that's 389 feet that it could be in height if that blade's pointed straight up. So that is just some basic information on these wind turbines. And also another thing is you've got to convert that down to HO scale, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay guys, here comes the part that's not so fun, but it's really not that bad, and that's the math. Anytime you've got a structure and you want to size it down to HO scale, you got to get the height. Well, we've got 389 feet, like I said, on these wind turbines, and what we want to do is divide that by 87. 87 comes from HO scale being 1/87th. For you N-scalers or O-scalers or G-scalers, you're going to have to find out what your scale is and divide it by that bottom number of that scale. So 389 divided by 87 comes out to 4.4712643, blah 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 blah, and we're not going to need to go any further because that's basically 4.5 feet. This is feet, and so is this. Now that's huge on an HO scale layout. 4.5 feet, that's like a pretty good sized midget. So what you're going to want to do is maybe find something a little more compromisable. Have a compromise so it doesn't look ridiculous. And I've got the perfect solution. So you saw how absolutely massive those wind turbines out in the fields are. And sometimes to accomplish scale realism, you have to think outside the box. There are no products out there today that are the right size. These things just won't cut it. So what I had to do was go up a scale. So I went to O scale and I found Lionel made these wind turbines. They run about 75 bucks a pop, and the cool thing is they actually turn. Now I've still got to get them positioned perfectly on my layout and fastened down. But yes, they do look massive compared to the layout, but like I said, the actual real life wind turbines are massive. The only thing that is slightly detectable is the large base, which I'm going to try to make an effort to cover up or something. But other than that, it looks really good. It's large. It kind of accurately represents. And now, if we take our scale ruler up to this, it's over 100 feet tall. So that's way better than this 35-foot tall wind turbine we had before. Still not quite accurate, but as close as we can get. Sometimes you have to settle for what you can get the closest to the actual item is make it look as close as possible. And really, like I've said before, it's your layout. Satisfy yourself. Some people are going to say this looks absolutely ridiculous, way too huge, but a lot of those people haven't been out to the wind turbines like I showed you to see how large those actually are. Thanks for watching. See you next time.